Kai Havertz winning the Champions League is a nice feeling, but it would be even nicer if I can do it with Arsenal. It would mean a lot more. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the other side of the coin and welcome to your latest Chelsea news. I mean, this guy, I'm just trying to formulate exactly how I'm going to present this entire piece so that you guys can get something out of it. And like always, I want to hear what you guys have to say in the comment section. This guy, the amount of opportunities Kai Havertz got at Chelsea Football Club, before we even think about, but Miz, this particular player, he was abused, insulted, the fan base gave him a lot of crap. Why? Why has it transpired that way? Now, I'm not saying that go out there and abuse players, it's warranted. No, it's not. But we also always need to understand, how has this culminated? What has triggered the fan base to do this? This particular player, Kai Havertz, when he was signed for Chelsea Football Club, he was the biggest superstar coming to Chelsea. He was ripping it apart in Bayer Leverkusen. We paid good money to get him, paid him good wages to come and perform for Chelsea Football Club as the next big thing. And he got numerous opportunities after opportunities after opportunities. He started for Chelsea on a regular, even when he didn't deserve to start. And what did he do? Sure, yes, of course, he scored that winning goal in the Champions League, and we will always, forever, be thankful for that. But the amount of disaster classes this brother has dropped, the amount of stinkers after being given so many opportunities by multiple managers, whether it's Frank Lampard, whether it's Thomas Tuchel, whether it's Graham Potter, they all gave him opportunities. They all made him feel very, very important. And he just kept on dropping stinkers and kept on missing opportunities, kept on moaning, kept on having his head down all the time. When Chelsea Football Club needed a particular player to get us out of the mud, he was probably one of the first ones to disappear. All that turmoil we were going through during that time frame when he was here, whether it was under Thomas Tuchel with the sanctions and all of the Lukaku drama, and then new ownership coming in, and then Graham Potter first season, he was getting opportunities to help us get out of that mud, and he was getting opportunities to be the shining light for us through tumultuous situation, and he disappeared quicker than Casper the Ghost. Contrary to this, when someone like Cole Palmer came in last season, with all the tumultuous stuff still going on, with all the bad vibes in the football club still going on, did Cole Palmer disappear? And the answer is a categoric no. Cole Palmer stood up and he produced and he produced and he produced, and he never ever disappeared. In fact, he was so upset that Chelsea were in the mud last season to the point where he would say publicly, this is not good enough. We've got to get better. He was helping the team. He was carrying the team single-handedly, Cole Palmer, motivating others to do well. And this guy. Now we understand why the fan base dislike him so much. You need to be very articulate what you say in media. Just because you play for Arsenal Football Club, and wow, where does all this love come from? All of a sudden, for Arsenal, you don't hear Jorginho talk like that. Jorginho's in Arsenal. You don't hear other ex-players that were part of that Champions League winning team talk like this. This guy willy-nilly going in the media and saying it would be a lot nicer, it would mean a lot more to win the Champions League with Arsenal. Where has this love come from? You can say that you want to win it again. You want to do this again with Arsenal. To say it would mean a lot more. Wow. What a slap in the face. Kai Havertz acts as if Chelsea fans, Chelsea fan base, just you know, in a mad state, just went after him, like for no reason, irrationally, just went after him. No, our fan base had every right to be upset with the level of stinkers you were performing when we needed someone to step up for us. You should instead be saying, I'm sorry, I couldn't deliver for you guys a lot more. Yes, I got the Champions League goal, but since then, life moved on. What did you do? During that Thomas Tuchel season, when we were facing sanctions, what did you do? That first year of the new ownership, what did you do? Life moved on after the Champions League. What did you do for us? Nothing. And I remember him saying during that time when he was at Chelsea, he was like, football is the least important thing for me. I don't really care. He was talking as if he doesn't want to be around. He doesn't enjoy football. What? Chelsea made you one of the most important players, paid you well. And this is how you talk about us. You could have showed a little bit more respect. The fact that you're going out there willy-nilly disrespecting us like this subtly, it's not on. And I can't wait. I can't wait for Chelsea to play Arsenal. I swear to you, that is a fixture I need to win. I need to badly win. Ladies and gentlemen, let me know your thoughts. I'm just so annoyed. I'm just so annoyed that this player, no comments. Or maybe there is. Maybe he wants to do this. Maybe he wants to publicly show that, nah, I did not like Chelsea one bit. Let me know your thoughts, ladies and gentlemen. Next up, Frank Lampard on Saliba and Gabriel versus Chelsea's legendary defenses, because this is why I hate that fan base so much, man. This is why I dislike that club so much, because on social media, they all want to talk about Gabriel and Saliba, and they want to disregard all the top-notch defender duos, legendary defender duos, whether it's at Chelsea, whether it's in other clubs. All of a sudden, everyone in media want to talk about Gabriel and Saliba. How good are they? How good are they? Where would you rank them? Rank what? What have they done? They've done jack all. And we want to rank them against some of the greats. Terry and Carvalho. Terry and Gary Cahill. Vidic, Ferdinand. Liverpool as well with Van Dijk. And many more. Many more Premier League defender duos that have actually won stuff. Substantial stuff. And they want to talk about Saliba and Gabriel. Don't get me wrong, they're very good. Saliba and Gabriel, very, very good, very strong. But the bottom line is, what have they achieved? And this is exactly what Frank Lampard's saying. No, not yet. If they win 2 or 3 Premier Leagues and a Champions League, you can compare them. Of course, compare. Right now, these brothers are not capable of being compared. That's the bottom line. Next up, ladies and gentlemen, Liam Toomey. This is very interesting. I think the message coming into this season was that they didn't necessarily expect results to be brilliant under Maresca immediately. There was a recognition that it's a new style of play. It would take time to bed in the players and would take time to adapt to it and to each other. So the fact that they've got so many points on the board already, I think will be a big source of encouragement to them. And they'll be looking at all of this thinking the arrows are pointing upwards. This is true. Look, this is a nice little bit of commentary from Liam Toomey in regards to Chelsea Football Club and Maresca. The fact that some insiders saying that, they didn't necessarily expect results to be brilliant immediately. I like that, because that's realism. I know a lot of Chelsea fans will sit there and go, no, what do you mean? Well, why didn't they expect results immediately? We're Chelsea Football. We've got a great talented team, this, that, the other. No. The logical standpoint, the rational standpoint, and the realistic standpoint is that new manager who's inexperienced at this level, whole heap of new players as well, quite a few inexperienced players. Yes, mixed in with some experienced players in the top level, no problems, but still inexperienced in terms of age, maturity, and whatnot. The logical standpoint is that it's going to take a bit of time, and I set myself up like that as well. I was still being patient, still being level grounded, not floating around and being in an airy fairy situation. No, the fact that we're getting good results is brilliant, is absolutely brilliant. But the notion is this type of new manager, new system, new philosophy, new players, it generally takes a bit of time to embed all of that. But of course, at Chelsea Football Club, time is of the essence, and you need to perform immediately. And this is this is why the results have been fantastic. But you can't help to think that this is the right approach from our owners. And I'm glad that these sort of information is coming out, that they're not really from the get-go was thinking about the results have got to be on spot. That they were always in the lookout that we are going to be patient because it's going to be a bumpy ride. So this outlook is nice, and this mentality is nice. And then when you achieve better results, then you go, yes, okay, hard work is paying off and we're overachieving, which is fantastic. And I hope it continues that way. And then we can keep developing on top of that. Liam Timmy further on goes to say, I must stress that everything we've been told from the very start by the ownership and the people around them is that the strategy is not to just acquire the best young talent in the world, it's then to retain the talent. They think it would be easier to buy these players pre-prime and then retain them through their prime years rather than trying to go out and sign Mbappe when he's Mbappe. So I think that is the plan with Cole Palmer. You got him before he was a superstar, and he's exploded at Stamford Bridge. And now, if you want to be a serious team that competes for titles, you need players like that driving you on. So I think Chelsea playing this further to have him central to what they do for years to come. Look, you know what? At first, I was like, oh man, we need to just go out there and buy some bona fide players. And I still think that to a certain level, because we've not really achieved something. Until we achieve something, I'm still going to be holding on to that. However, having said that, we do need to praise to a certain level what the scouts, especially the scouts, finding all of these gems, and to the ownership to sticking by with this notion of trying to buy gems before they explode into superstars. Like, not many people knew about Renato Vega, and Renato Vega, for me, seems like a very, very good player. Cole Palmer, he didn't explode at Man City. Everyone knew that he was talented, but he didn't explode at Man City, and he has at Chelsea Football Club. And now it's got to a point where he's worth a lot of money. So Chelsea's done a madness. Imagine if he was doing this at Man City and trying to buy him from Man City now. Man City would have charged an arm and a leg to get someone like Cole Palmer. He would have been way more than 150 million, maybe even close to 200 million. Who knows? I've been saying it recent times that he's probably worth 220 million player. Similarly with Nicholas Jackson. Nicholas Jackson, if he was doing the kind of stuff he's doing for Chelsea right now, no, there's flaws, but he would be worth a lot more. And that goes with many other players as well. So I get it. I get it that at times it can be frustrating. All of these gems, can we just go out there and buy someone who's ready-made and who can be up and running? But look at this situation. And it all comes down to a manager. Once again, praise to the sporting directors and the owners. It all comes down to getting a right manager, getting that manager to develop the current crop of players. And then, yes, it is very important to be able to hold them on. Now, that is the next part, I suppose. How many of these players will stick around at Chelsea Football Club if Chelsea don't win something substantial? So that is the next bit of phase. Hopefully, these players that are doing so well at Chelsea and increasing in stature, increasing in value, hopefully we are able to compete at the highest level so we can retain them. That is the most important factor. And I'm pretty sure down the track, the whole wage structure of 150K will be somewhat, made a little bit easygoing, or we could make some consideration outside of that structure if players are doing well. So that is one way of holding onto some of these players. So let's see. For now, look, it's coming good. It's coming good. The strategy of the new owners is coming good, but we haven't won anything yet. So we do need to win anything for it to really say that yes, this policy, this project with the new owners going for players pre-prime is working out. So let's see what happens down the track. Next up, ladies and gentlemen, John Obi Mikel, there is a player there. We've seen that when Enzo Fernandez plays with Argentina, there is a player there, but it's just not working so far for Chelsea Football Club. Johnny B. Mikel talking a little bit about Enzo Fernandez. This is a good way to end this particular video. All I'm going to say is that look, people are getting very touchy about this conversation. And not that long ago, a lot of people were saying, Miz, you're an Enzo Fernandez lover. You don't want to hear anything against Enzo Fernandez. Look, I've always said, I've got no affiliation with any players, and I want to be honest and be truthful about my opinions. Enzo Fernandez with the ball is very, very good. And we saw that against Brighton as well, right? On the ball, there is a distinct inability. There is a problem. And you can see it in our midfield when the opposition runs straight through us or whenever we get pressed and whatnot. Enzo Fernandez, however, when he does play for Argentina, it's a different ball game. He looks a lot more tenacious, whether it's the chemistry, whether, the coach giving a little bit more reassurance and a little bit more structure in midfield. I don't know. And maybe in time with Enzo Maresca, we will find a proper solution. But right now, for me, if Romeo Lavia is fully fit, then for me, it's Lavia and Caicedo as opposed to Caicedo and Enzo Fernandez. I think Caicedo has locked himself down as one of the players there. And I get it. Enzo Fernandez is the club captain. I fully understand that. But Lavia is very good on the ball, but he's athletic. He's able to cover ground. He's able to recover. He's got that pace. He's got that physicality. Enzo Fernandez, that's where he lacks. And that is, if players have flaws, and that's okay. Players have flaws. How do we now mask that flaw? How do we now create a midfield which, allows Enzo Fernandez to really shine on his strengths, but doesn't really expose on his flaws? One of my only solution that I'm thinking is you got to have Enzo Fernandez as probably one of the free guys in midfield, and then have Caicedo closer to him, Cucurella inverting and closer to him. And then you can potentially have Enzo Fernandez dictate terms and have the CBs a little bit more closer. So you can't allow for too much space in between and leave Enzo Fernandez on his own, because then if the opposition do steal the ball, you're in trouble. So we do need to find a solution. But once again, John Obi Mikel, ladies and gentlemen, he's getting a lot of heat off the back of this. A lot of people are cussing on him, and people need to realize John Obi Mikel, so far, I know he's rattled a little bit of feathers in terms of what he said with Jackson, but once again, is he really wrong about Jackson? Probably not. And now he's talking about Enzo Fernandez. Is he really wrong about Enzo Fernandez? I don't think he is. People just need to be a little bit less touchy-feely about this situation. Let me know your thoughts in regards to this, ladies and gentlemen. Now, that is the latest. Let's see if there's any other news that has popped on since we started recording. Let's have a look. No, that is the latest. Let me know your thoughts, ladies and gentlemen, in regards to everything we spoke about, especially in regards to the Kai Havertz shenanigan on media. I want to hear. I want to see what you guys have to say in the comment section. Smash up the like button if you're here for the first time. Subscribe, hit the bell notification to stay in touch with all my content. Until next time, take care. See ya. Bye.